Good afternoon, children, grandchildren, stepchildren, aunts, uncles, nieces, cousins, and the like. To the new subscribers, I am Kayla. To the old subscribers, I'm still Kayla. And to those of you that are clicking on this video that have not subscribed or will not subscribe, I'm still Kayla. And that is spelled K-A-I-L-A-H. Thank you very much. This video, let me preface it by saying that, sorry, a wasp. I understand that this is a hot topic. I understand that this is a video that's probably going to get a decent amount of clicks. And I understand that the majority of those clicks won't come from my subscribers. I am not the type of person that makes videos for everybody, you know, just so I can get a bunch of clicks, that kind of thing. No. I've been following the Queen's Court for a long time. At the end, you know, close to the end of last year, my subscribers said to me that they wanted me to review the Queen's Court every, Tuesday after the show goes off on Monday evenings. And then all of this started happening. So I'm keeping up with the story simply because I am just following the Queen's Court and their goings on. I'm not making videos because, oh, this is a hot topic, let me pop in and give my 2 cents about it. I'm not saying that I wouldn't do that. I'm just saying that I've been here for a long time talking about the Queen's Court before there was drama and now in the midst of the drama. Let me go on and start the video. Now, mind you, I don't feel good. Y'all know, well, those of you that are subscribed know that I've been sick for a little while. And I'm still hanging on to that sickness. As soon as I finish this video, I'm finna run on down to the dollar store, get some cough drops and some carryings on. Because my throat is killing me. But, my thoughts, my initial thoughts on just the whole of this situation is that we gotta let this go. We have to let this go. This is, they're not gonna be back friends. Not for real. Now, for those that follow me, know that when I do a loose titty video, when I'm talking about, loose titty topics, that means that someone is out there spilling a lot of tea and their lips are as loose as my titties. Today I'm braless, so that means that somebody's spilling a lot of tea. We're not going to talk about the tea spilling just yet. We're going to start with Khia. I took notes. I was up till 3 o'clock in the morning making sure that my notes were correct because I know that people are going to pop in from outside and be like, you ain't even, and Team Khia, and Team, and listen, on this channel, I allow you to have your opinions. I allow you to do your team, whoever and whatever, as long as you don't disrespect me. That's fine. You may love Khia at this moment. I'm not, the hugest fan of, what all she's got going on. I love Khia as well. But this video is probably not going to be in her favor. It may not be in Madison's favor either. So the Team Khia, Team Madison, Team whoever, all that conversation, you may have that conversation, but you may not disrespect me. Now let us continue. Khia, she did her gag order. She launched that last evening. And I'm sorry, y'all. I hear wasp, and I hate them. She launched that last night. And honest to God, hand to God, it was 1 solid hour. She meant it when she said Motor Mouth of the South, because it was a solid hour of her just rambling. Which, I'm rambling reviews. I ain't got a problem with rambling. It was just very hard to decipher all that she was talking about and all that she may have meant. She started off by letting us know that she was late to the appearance in Washington, in D.C., because she didn't get her money. She didn't get her money until 2 in the morning, and she got to the venue at 2:30. And she mentioned snow, ice, sleet, and all of that, but it all boiled down to she didn't get her money until 2 in the morning. Then she got to the function at 2:30. So she proceeded to then bring Monique and Monique's family life, her growing up and her childhood, into the conversation as a part of You Can't Trust People. She went on to say, if Monique can't trust her brother, if Monique can't trust her mother, if Monique can't trust her father, why would I trust anybody in that kind of situation? And I'm like, bringing Monique's past sexual abuse into the conversation, first of all, what does it mean? Why would you do that? Second of all, what does it have to do? There are plenty of people that can't trust their family. I was sitting at my great-grandparents' house the other day, and the most slick of snakes walked up and was hugging me and all up on me and asking me to do things. And, hey, girl, I need you to help me make a vlog because I went to these trips and I want to make a video about it. I said, I get paid for that. And I walked smooth away from her. And she was, oh, well, I didn't say I wouldn't pay you. And I'm steady walking because I don't fool with her. So, yeah, there's everybody got somebody that they can't trust. But bringing other people. I'm never going to bring somebody's sexual abuse into my conversation. Especially when it just simply doesn't really, that didn't have any basis in what she was talking about. You could have said, you know, there are so many different examples of people not being able to trust people. For you to have brought in Monique's sexual abuse, that I felt like that was unnecessary. She kept talking, kept motor-mouthing and all of that, and then she proceeded to say that, you know, she makes money, but she doesn't make money, you know, bending over and letting, you know, men basically do her in the behind for a coin, which was a direct diss to Madison, because we know Maddie has one of those pornographic pasts. We know that. I thought that was distasteful. And she went on to, in my opinion, now mind you, every bit of this video is my opinion. We do this every time I make a video about Madison, Khia, Toya, Regine, Monique. Every time we do this, I have to let y'all know that this is simply my opinion. In my opinion, she kind of slightly contradicted herself, because she kept going on about how, you know, I don't do these things for money and all of that. And then she goes on to say, well, I do, you know, I didn't get my coin, and so I'm not going to do it if I don't get my coin. She was flipping and flopping on that. And I'm like, is it about the money or is it not about the money? Because at some points in the video, it felt like, you know, everything is about the money. And, you know, I brought Madison into the Queen's Court and I didn't even charge her. I charged for that. Sorry. I charged for, you know, and I brought her and I went to her house and I brought her the tea, the exclusive and blah, blah, blah. And I didn't even charge her. And then she goes on to talk about how stuff ain't for the money and she don't bend over for a coin and she this and that. And I'm just like, well, where are we? Where at what point are we? Because I don't know. Let's see. She went on to say that she is the boss. And as far as like the Queen's Court and why she walked off, she said she's the boss. And, you know, if she sees something that she doesn't like, she's going to put a stop to it and this, that, and the other. And I agree with that. As somebody who comes from a business-minded family, you know, if you see something that's not good for your brand, not good for your business, then yeah, you put a stop to it. Khia just did not do it in a way that was good for the brand and good for the business. But we'll get to brand and business in just a little bit. You hold on. Let's see. She says that she went on to say that she's the creator of the Queen's Court and she's not going to let anybody own the Queen's Court and this, that, and the other. But then, girl, Madison owns the Queen's Court now. So all of that, I'm not going to let anybody own and I'm the creator and I this and that. But Madison, she is now the owner of the trademark and the website. So how are you not going to let her when she literally, but we'll get there later. I'll call you back for that one. Then she goes on to say everything she does has a price, but then she's not going to let, you know, she's going back to not going to let me. I don't know. And then she says that she didn't know anything about Madison patenting her show and trademarking and, you know, basically taking over the brand. She said she didn't know anything about that. And I just don't believe it. I don't believe that at all. Because Madison is such a business-minded person and such a person who is about her coin that there's no way she didn't say, well, girl, we're going to try to make this coin. Let's go ahead and trademark and let's go ahead and get the website. There's no way she didn't say that. I can't see Madison not saying, because she's such, you know, a person about her business. I can't see her not saying that, girl, let's find a way to make, you know, the money. But anyway, and then she starts rambling, going off about, you know, people stealing from her and how she can't trust anybody. And she brought Monique and her daddy and her brother and her mama back into the situation. And then she said that she kept saying all throughout the video, you know, F Monique, ain't nobody think about Monique. But then she would go back and say, well, I really wanted to talk to Monique because I identified with what she was talking about with Oprah and how she, you know, went on Oprah's show and spilled her heart out to Oprah. And then Oprah went behind her back and brought her parents and her brother on the show. And she felt like she was, you know, ambushed or whatever. And when she saw Oprah, she, like, you know, bucked up to her or something at the Oscars event or whatever. And she said she identified with that because Maddie snuck, you know, under her, behind her, and did the same thing. And I'm like, is it F Monique or is it girl I identify and we right here and we sisters? I don't get it. She proceeds to say that she is not 50 years old, which I told y'all a couple of weeks ago, maybe a week ago, that she's 40. And everybody was like, she's 50, she's 50, she's 50. And I'm like, I don't think so. I actually think she may be a little bit younger than Madison. I at one point, maybe about a year ago, I think I went to her Wikipedia and it said like 38 years old. Which honestly, that doesn't make sense because, well, it's possible, but she said she had children that are 27 and 28. But I don't know. I don't know. It's still very possible, but I don't know. But she said she's not 50. So, as I said. Then she proceeds to say that she mended the LGBT community and the stay woke nigga communities. And she said that she had, and this bothered me. This really bothered me. She said that, you know, her stay woke brothers were like, well, why are you hanging out with all these, you know, punks and gays and da-da-da, and they take it up the butt, and, you know, the butt is connected to the spine, and the spine is connected to the brain, and all of that. And then she said, she replied by telling them that it was work. So, that really showed me, really showed me where she is and was. Because Madison is very much, you know, LGBT. So, and I don't really care to put, and this is no disrespect, I just don't really care to put trans people in the LGBT community unless they are gay, bisexual, or lesbian. Because LG and B are sexual preferences. T is like who you are. So I don't really care to put them all together, but I do for the sake of, you know, the acronym, I say it. But if you are a straight trans woman like Madison is, then, you know, I don't see where. Okay, anyway, I'm going off on a me thing. But all of that ranting about punks and sissies and kazoos and carrying on that she was doing, and then saying that, you know, when her stay woke friends asked her why she was hanging out and doing all this with the, you know, the members of the gay side, it's work was her answer. I didn't care for that. I did not care for that. Because she hangs out with, you know, punks and sissies and kazoos and ginger snaps and all of that. But just for work, okay. And then she proceeds to rant about how Monique doesn't own any of her stuff. She says she owns, you know, Motor Mouth and you know, whatever all her labels are. And then she threw the Queen's Court in there. And I said, now, you don't own the Queen's Court. You don't own the Queen's Court. You fostered the idea of the Queen's Court, but the Queen's Court is now owned by Madison. You don't own that. And I talked about, you know, how she compared her situation with Monique. She says that Madison lied and crossed the sisterhood for a check. I don't know. Madison lied and crossed the sisterhood for a check. We'll talk when I get to Maddie's portion. I'm almost there. And then she had a conference call situation. She had a party line, basically. She tried to take some calls, but then everybody was on the call at once, and it was a lot. It was significant. Because everybody was talking at once, and you could hear people saying, you know, Khia, fix your teeth. And then you could hear people saying, I love you, Khia. And it was just a lot going on. And that was basically that as far as Khia. Now, over to Madison. Madison also did a live direct response to Khia. And she got up spilling just plum facts. She got up there with information. Khia got up there, she was rambling, she was ranting, and all of that. But Madison got up there with receipts. So, Khia, I'm going to need you to receipt yourself. Not only receipt yourself with receipts, but reseat yourself, as in get up and find another chair. And I got that from Got to Be Real. If you've ever seen, you know, Got to Be Real, the web series, go on over and get your life. But reseat yourself, Khia. Because, girl, let's go into this. Madison says that Adrian Media did not have Khia's money, which goes with what Khia was saying. And that is why they were late. Madison says that she sent the money to Khia directly from her own PayPal account. And, you know, then they were able to proceed. Honestly, that's janky on Adrian's part, you know, on his side. And I hate that they brought his name into it because, you know, everybody has their moments where they need to get it together. And I think this was just a moment. I don't know if he, you know, is known to do bad business. But this may have just been a moment where he needed to get it together. But I don't know, child. She then goes on to say that she did not steal the Queen's Court. And she watched Justin Jay's video, which I told y'all. I said that you know, these women watch these videos. Khia says she don't never watch nobody's video and this, that, and the other. And I know a lot of people were like, I think she's just trying to say that, you know, she doesn't watch the haters' videos, or I think she's trying to say that she doesn't watch people's videos regularly. But the fact is, she watched 2 of my videos in a 2-day span and commented very nice things. Like I said, I'm going to get them framed because I do appreciate. And I know she commented on Kelly Love's video. I know she commented on Lady Nika's video. She has commented on a lot of people's videos, letting me know that she has watched a lot of people's videos. Madison says she watched Justin Jay's video where he said he was going to buy the queenscourt.com and dangle it in front of her face. And so she went and she bought the queenscourt.com. And she said that she called Khia and told her what was going on. Khia was out partying with Chi-Chi. She called Khia and let her know what's going on, and Khia said for her to handle that. And so she did a bidding war. She bought the queenscourt.com for $800 and proceeded to go on. She also said that she would, she said that she told Khia she could pay her half, whenever she got back and got situated, whatever, and never got the money. So all of this, Madison stole from me, this, that, and the other. Madison, from what she's saying, now again, I was not there, so I don't know any of this to be the truth. They could be playing us all. But from what Madison is saying, you knew that she was purchasing these things, and she gave you the opportunity to go in on half. And honestly, I don't think Maddie would have opposed if you gave her the full payment for the full amount, and just took it over yourself and y'all kept rolling. She just wanted it to be on lock. She wanted it to be where can't nobody come in and take our whatever. So then she dropped in with another receipt saying that Nicki Minaj messaged her on April 20th, said, that she wanted to kind of, I guess, executive produce Queen's Court as a TV show or something, and it would have been Nicki Minaj Presents the Queen's Court and that kind of thing, and they were in correspondence from April 20th to December 30th. And then she goes on, and that brought in what I was saying in a video I did maybe 2 weeks ago or so. I was saying that, and people disagreed, strongly disagreed. A couple people strongly disagreed that when you are working with investors, you need to have your stuff together so that the investors will invest. We're not living in a world where people invest based on potential anymore. We're living in a world where people invest based off of what they're going to make back. So in this day and age, you have to have your stuff on lock, which is why Maddie was trying to get through the programs and the this and the that and the lights and the camera and the action, because she wanted to have the stuff on lock so that the investors would see and they would go ahead and invest and bring them to TV. That's all that was. That's all I was saying a couple weeks ago, but everybody was like, well, no, they just, this, that, and go back to the living room, and, people will still, pick them up and put them on TV, and that's not how that works. That's not how these things work. So then she had a contract from Bonham and Murray production company for a TV deal. They had this contract. She showed us, the contract. And then that's when she confirmed what I said about building a stronger brand, and then they would pick them up for TV. Madison says that Khia was sitting right next to her when she bought the website. She says that she was sitting right next to her when she pulled her credit card out of her purse and purchased the website. So Khia, with that, I didn't know anything about it. I don't believe that. I don't believe that, simply based off the fact that, first of all, Khia flip-flops. She flip-flops a lot. Secondly, Madison is here providing us with documentation. And honestly, all of us couldn't just sit and scan over the documentation and see that it's real. But the fact that Maddie does not come out with receipts most of the time, it leads me to believe that she's dead serious. Will Packer sent them an email and said that they would not at this time pursue the show. And then Maddie went on to go on and talk about how Khia has not put any money, none of her money into this, but she, Khia is so proud to have created the Queen's Court, but she put no money into it. I mean, YouTubers every day put in a couple $1,000s, to build their channel. I'm not doing that because, girl, who has it? Not me. But it's just if you have something that is yours that you believe in, you will just put your money into it. Especially Khia going around talking about, well, I don't do anything, for free. I should charge you, and I could teach you, but I have to charge, Kelly's. But you didn't put any of your money into, your baby, your creation. Madison put all her money in and even let you know that you could pay me back whenever you get some time, and you ain't pay her back. So you didn't want this. You just want to be mad. a lot of people just want to be mad. I think Khia's one of those people that she has to be mad about something all the time, because that's a part of her, her persona, her, her energy. I just have to be mad. I have to be, maintain the motor mouth of the South image and be mad and be going off at the mouth about something all the time, which that doesn't bother me at all. Be mad. That's cute. Moving on. Oh, and I forgot to say, Khia did say on her live that she won't be returning to Madison's Basement, that they'll be doing the Next Caller tour and the Queen's Court Live. So apparently the Queen's Court Live and the Next Caller tour are two different things. I was under the impression, maybe because I wasn't paying close enough attention. I hope that's birds. I'm seeing alien-like activity out here. Oh, it's birds. Okay. Girl, child, it was a bunch of just sparkles in the clouds. And I'm like, Lord, I'm going to go to glory. But it's birds. I live by a body of water, honey. And, I don't know. They're not seagulls, but they're white birds. And the sun was reflecting off of them. And there's a bunch of clouds out here, child. And I thought, I thought, he was coming riding on a cloud, blowing the trumpet. I said, Lord, I'm going to glory. But anyway, I was under the impression, and I'm not sure if it's because I didn't pay close enough attention or because it was misleading. A lot of people were misled. So maybe we all just didn't pay close enough attention, or maybe they just didn't explain it well. But the Next Caller tour is them popping up at clubs and performing Next Caller and then going home. And the Queen's Court Live is the actual docket. They did not differentiate that, I don't feel like, at all. So the people who went to D.C., a lot of people were expecting there to be some sort of docket, expecting them to have, more than just performing Next Caller and then going home. Because why would you fly to D.C. to perform one song and then go home? Well, I'm not doing that. I'm flying to the District of Columbia from Atlanta, performing one song and then going home. Promoters are paying for you to fly, you and your team to fly to the District of Columbia and put y'all up in a hotel, not a motel, for y'all to sing one song. It just does not sound, it doesn't sound lucrative on the side of anybody, honestly. I mean, I'm sure that it was a decent turnout because of the fact that didn't nobody know what it was, but now that people know that they're just performing one song and it's Next Caller and that's it. I don't think that people are going to really start showing up in the other cities, turning out like they did in DC. Because even I heard that they performed Next Caller, and somebody that was at the DC show correct me on that, but I heard that they were performing Next Caller, and then right after the song, the DJ played My Neck, My Back. And I'm sorry, y'all, it is a plane. If y'all hear all that noise, I live by the airport and the body of water. Lots of things going on. But yeah, the DJ started playing My Neck, My Back, and Khia just kind of walked off the stage. Which, I mean, if she didn't get paid to perform My Neck, My Back, then, fine. But I feel like it was misleading the way they discussed what this was going to be and all of that. Then Madison proceeds, to go on. I know I rambled for a minute. She proceeds to go on and say that she pays, Jamel out of pocket to answer the phone lines. She pays Craig out of her pocket to edit the podcast. And Khia just has not put any of her money in. And now on Khia's live, she was saying that, when she couldn't get the phones to work, I'm going to have to call Jamel. I'm going to call Jamel and, find out why this ain't working. Now, if I were Jamel, I just simply would not take that call. I wouldn't take that call. You don't pay me. I'm, an employee of the Queen's Court. You don't own the Queen's Court, that kind of thing. But that's just me. I may be a little trifling or I may be very loyal. I'm not sure which one. She says she doesn't know if she'll have a co-host on March 19th. Or is it 19th? Yeah, March 19th. She doesn't know if she's going to have a co-host or not. But she is proceeding on with the Queen's Court. And honestly, I would be more inclined to watch Maddie do the Queen's Court than Khia do the gag order. Because Maddie is very much a personality that I like. She is, she does her little singing interludes and, titty bouncing and carrying on. And I enjoy, all of that Maddie does. Khia, she goes off at the mouth, but watching her just go off and go off, like that's fine or whatever. Why is it a jumping flying spider on my windshield? I'll tell you what we're not gonna do. We're gonna get you out the way. All right. Yeah, watching Khia go off at the mouth and all that she was doing isn't as entertaining when Madison's not sitting there with her, I can't believe she's doing this expression. The funniest thing about the Queen's Court to me was when Khia was going off, Maddie was sitting there like, all that she was doing with her face. Hilarious. comedy genius. Madison can still give me that comic genius without Khia going off at the mouth. Now, of course, I would love for them to get back together and link up. It was funny, but I don't think it's going to happen. She said that Khia never really cared about, the show and all of that. And I agree with her. I agree. Which is why I don't understand why she's going on and saying I created and I'm, the one when she did. And it may be in bad taste, for Madison to continue on with the Queen's Court, after it was Khia's creation. But the simple fact of the matter is she put her money into it. She invested in it and ultimately she bought it. She bought it out, just like when, these giant companies buy smaller businesses. And then they turn it into whatever they want to turn it into. It's fair. It may not seem fair from, everybody else's perspective, but she paid for it. So she can do with it what she wants. I think it is kind of tacky for her to continue on with, the Queen's Court, but she bought it. I would want her to, come up with another name and another brand and let the Queen's Court just be what they had, in the day. But from a business standpoint, she paid for it, so she's going to use it. Let's see. Then she confirmed what I said about television censorship, because a lot of people were like, when I said that you have to prepare to be on TV, you have to start kind of winding down and not saying all these different things. Some of y'all were like, girl, no. Yes, you have to. If you're going to be on TV, and Madison knew that. Khia couldn't be on TV talking about, calling folks sissies and punks and all of that. We had to come up with ginger snaps and kazoos and things that are more acceptable for television. And then what really confirmed what I've been saying, because this is the thing that got on my nerves the most about Khia walking out. The sponsors. I said several times that it is bad business, terrible business, when people have paid for your show, for you to walk off and not do the show and say you're not going to do the show ever again. Terrible business. People have paid for that. Sponsors have sponsored that. I said that. Some of y'all didn't receive that. Some of y'all were like, even if the sponsors paid, if Khia wasn't feeling it, she should have walked off, and she did. So that's cute. But the sponsors, you talk about how you conduct business. You talking to Monique. This is not how I do business. How do you do business, Khia? How do you do business if you're walking off on the sponsors who have paid? I'm not going to, go too much into it, but I do feel vindicated about the sponsor situation. I do. Because as a business-minded person, I know that if I have an obligation, whether I'm comfortable with it or not, I'm going to do it. I would have pulled Madison to the side and said, I will do all the shows that we have lined up that have been sponsored, but we can't take any more sponsors, and I'm ready to move on with something else. We can't take any more sponsorships, and I'm ready to move on with something else. And if Madison did not receive that, if she didn't want to, if she continued to take sponsors, I would then I would document that I said that, and then I would release that receipt saying that I told Madison on this date that, we would do the shows sponsored up to this point, and then I wouldn't be doing the show anymore. And she may continue to do the show by herself or whatever, but I won't do the show. That's how you conduct business. That's how. I don't know what's all over there, what's going on with that, but that's not how you do business. And then Gio called in, but the thing cut off. But Gio was basically saying, I'm confused. Gio said everything that I'm feeling in my mind, in my heart. Confusion. He said that when they left DC, they seemed to all be cool, but then here come Khia with another video and all of that. And honestly, I have Khia tendencies. I do pop off. You think everything is fine, but I've been harboring this emotion, and now here I am on video, going off about it. I do that. I do. And I know it's terrible. I know it's something that I need to work on. But Gio was saying that, we thought everything was fine, everything was cool. We thought we were heading towards moving on, healing, or whatever. And then here she come popping off with another, video. And basically they were saying that Khia flip-flopped, which I believe. And then it cut off. It went off, and I caught just a little bit more, because she did it on Instagram Live and Facebook Live. The Facebook Live that I was watching cut off. But I was able to find the Instagram Live video, and, they basically were confused and all of that. And then, she actually turned it off. This whole situation is draining. And I know that a lot of people have been like, well, you're investing all this time into these girls and that, this, that, and the other. And it's like, well, yeah, because my followers, my subscribers, my family, they talking about it. I'm going to talk with them about it. But all in all, I made a commitment to review the Queen's Court. This is a part of that. So here I am. It is draining. But I'm here talking about it because I did make a promise to my subscribers, my family, you know, my aunties, uncles, cousins, and them, that I would talk about the Queen's Court. And so here I am talking about it and ultimately being drained. I was up to 3 o'clock in the morning gathering all this information to make this 40-minute video. It's not going to be 40 minutes. But, yeah, so that was simply that. I think I'm through. If I think of anything else, you know, I'll come back with another video. But as for now, I'm tired and I'm through. Tired and through, like Khia would say. Again, Team Khia, Team Medicine, Team whomever. Y'all may do whatever you do. Just do it respectfully unto me. I don't feel good. I'm finna go get these cough drops and I'm gonna run back in this bed and lay there stay there till I get the Holy Ghost power. Because, girl. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, all the things the YouTubers say, and I will indeed catch y'all in the next one. Peace.